Hey guys, so today I want to talk to you about Corpse Party Tortured Souls. Now, that Corpse Party is an anime that was recommended to me by one of my friends in college who knew I'm a huge fan of horror movies and, all that good stuff, gore, ghosts. I love that stuff. I love the thrill of it. I love, the jumps, feeling the tense moments in it. So he said, "This is the perfect anime for you." I was like, "Okay, I'll watch it." Went on to watch it. It's only four episodes long, with about 30 minutes in an episode. Great, fantastic, not that hard to watch. Knock it out in 2 hours. Um, the precipice of the story is there was an old school called Heavenly Host School, which after a series of murders and kidnappings, was torn down in an attempt to get rid of those memories in hopes that if the school no longer exists, then the memories of those kidnappings and killings don't exist either. But as is general and common in most horror related media, somebody decided, you know what, let's build another school on top of that place where that old school used to be. That old school killed kids and everything, but yeah, hey, let's build something on top of that. One of the kids who was killed during the Heavenly Host era was a kid by the name of Sachiko Shinozuki. Sorry, I had to look that up because I can never remember the names of most anime characters, especially when they're like that. Now, Sachiko was one of the last kids to be killed in the Heavenly Host School, and because of that, she's the main cause that the school still exists on a spiritual plane. Now, what I mean by that, for those who don't understand what I mean, is that the school still exists and is still in its place, where it once stood, where it was torn down, where the new school is. The new school is called, give me a second here, it's called Kasaragi Academy. Basically, it's a new school on the old ground. It's basically the idea of you went on a haunted ground and it's still haunted by the ghosts. Now, that's not the main story. The main story begins with 9 students in Kasaragi Academy sitting in a room, preparing for a festival that's coming up. Cannot remember what festival it is, but it's a festival all the same. Pretty big deal for them. They're all setting up, banners, flyers, stacking up chairs to put into classrooms, and basically setting up as you would usually do. One of the students, can't remember the name, as I said, because I'm terrible at remembering names for anime characters unless they're said to me a number of times. In this anime, the names of these characters are not said all that much, so if you know the names, great on you. I don't know them, but I'm gonna go with general statements. So one of the characters is moving away I think it's the next day. So what they decide to do is they decide to do a charm known as a Sachigo Ever After charm, which is basically just, as you can see, a paper man that each of the 9 students have to grab a piece of and say the chant, "Sachiko, we beg of you," in their head 9 times, since there was 9 of them there. You can imagine something goes wrong, obviously, because it wouldn't be a horror story if something didn't go wrong. The idea is, as I said, that they have to say that charm 9 times because there's 9 of them there. It's the same way if there were 7 of them there, they'd have to say it 7 times. Now, each person has to do this. Has to say it exactly 9 times in their head, and then I think they all pull apart and they all grab a piece of that paper man. They all keep that piece of the paper man, and the idea is it's a good luck charm and a friendship charm that keeps them all connected. It's this really cheesy idea of, as long as I have this piece of paper, you're always with me, which is kind of nice when you think about it, but in the sense of a horror movie, you just know that's always a bad idea. Anyway, they pull apart this Sachiko charm, and the floor starts to shake and starts, like an earthquake. Starts shaking, everything's falling around the place. They're all worried, they're all screaming, they're all panicking. And then the floor just goes from beneath them. Just falls straight down. They all get separated. Now, I said earlier that Sachiko is the reason that the old school, Heavenly Host School, still exists on the spiritual plane. That's where they all end up. They all end up in that school, which is more run down and more, decrepit, as you would expect, since it was knocked down in 1973. I don't know if that's the actual date, but it was a long time ago. That's what I'm trying to get at here. And they're all separated. Now, That's that's a really, common thing to happen in a horror movie or horror show of any kind. Is that they all get separated. Of course they do. Like, why wouldn't they? But the show, where the show does it differently, is that it explains later on that they're all in different dimensions. They're all in the same school, but they're all in different dimensions in that school. So they're all separated into, now if I remember correctly, I think it's four groups of two, and then one on his own. As you can imagine, the one on his own does not bode so well because they're trapped in there. They're not alone in there because fuck that. Why would they be alone in there? It's a horror show. What do you think? They just stay there forever and they just they have happily ever after? No, of course not. That wouldn't be a horror show. God. No, basically they're trapped in there with old students, the old students of Heavenly Host, the ones who were kidnapped and murdered because, of course, lingering spirits have stuff to do, and these spirits are like they're shredded in purple, and they kind of look like normal kids. So of course you'd walk up to a kid and be like, "Hey, can I help you?" Problem is when a kid starts to act differently and is missing an eye and possibly half their head, then yeah, that's when I would kind of take a back seat from there. But anyway, so these kids were the ones that were murdered in the past, and honestly, they don't look so bad to begin with. They just look like normal kids who have gotten lost and have lost their parents. They are shredded in purple, which kind of would lead, ring alarm bells in my head. But they just look like innocent little kids who were lost and have been hurt. Then the kids start talking about wanting something back that was taken from them. So that's when they really should have understood that this is not a normal thing to happen. But they go along with it and be nice and everything because they get a case of what I like to call horror naivety. Sorry, excuse me. The idea that you stop thinking and you stop taking things as you see them. Like these kids are purple. What fucking kids do you know are purple? Like they haven't been, made by Barney. They haven't been made by fucking, grapefruit fucking man, whatever. They're purple. Who the fuck knows a purple kid? Anyway, so they have this horror naivety where they don't really think. They're just like, oh, this is a kid who needs help. Fuck the fact he's purple. Fuck the fact she's missing her eye. As you saw in the picture, she's missing half her head. So, yeah, she's just totally normal. What kid doesn't go around with half a head? Totally normal. But, and then pretty much the rest of the plot line is just them trying to escape. Them trying to appease the ghosts and trying to escape. Now, as I said a few times, Sachiko is the reason that they're there. So it would be kind of smart to assume Sachiko is the way you get out. But that's not how it goes. But I'm not going to tell you how it goes because, if you want to watch it, then do. I don't want to spoil it on you. Also, it is based on a game. So if you want to go play the game instead of watching the anime, it's actually probably better, but it's probably more time consuming. The anime covers all the major-ish plot points of what happens, who does what, who does where, and who goes where. But do you remember I said there was one guy who was on his own? I said he doesn't bode well. He really does not bode well. He goes, as you would imagine, stir shit crazy. But the pros, the actual the praise I can give Corpse Party, although okay, before I give the praise, I'm going to say one thing. I'm shitting on it, but it is actually an okay anime. It's not quite up there with one of the best. It's cleverly drawn. It's very, very vivid, but the storyline is not great. It's really not. It throws too much at you too quickly, and then you become desensitized to it eventually by the end. Now, I did say it scared the ever-loving shit out of me, because it did. But I did become desensitized to actually watching the death, and I got more scared of the actual idea of it. The idea of going to a school, and good God, you could be going to a school that is built on a haunted graveyard or some shit like that. But the story is told very badly, in the sense that it is 4 episodes. Very easy to watch, but it misses all the major plot points. It goes from the idea of running from these ghosts and not knowing how to stop them to 2 of the characters actually knowing how to stop them and knowing exactly what the ghosts are asking for. It's not very fluent in its storytelling. It'll just go from one means to another, and then by the end of it, you're kind of left going, well, what the fuck happened in between? It's basically like as if you were watching a TV show and you're waiting weekly for it, and it skipped a week of an episode and it just went to the next week, you'd be wondering what the fuck would happen, what the fuck happened to lead to that next part. But that's what Corpse Party does. It skips the major plot points and kind of gives you the deaths and gives you the gore and gives you the scares, but well, tries to give you the scares. As I said, you get desensitized to it eventually because it happens too fucking much. But there is one kind of sad-ish moment in it, and it's to do with the brother and sister. But I'm not going to tell you what it is because I do kind of want to watch. I do kind of want my viewers to go and watch it because I want them to kind of come back to me and say, "Yo, that shit was fucked up," or "That shit was great." But the episodes are very, 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 very random. I don't know. I mean, if I was giving it a rating out of 10, I know for like, because I use my anime list to like do my anime lists just so I can like do my anime list. Yeah. So I know what to watch next, and I have all my complete anime on there. I have all the ones I want to watch. I have all the ones I'm watching right now. And Corpse Party, I gave it maybe like a 5 out of 10. Okay, but not up there as amazing. Basically 5 out of 10 for me is I enjoyed it, but it could have been a lot better. Okay, going on the idea of that's just the story as a whole. Going on the idea of the characters. Now, I can't remember the names of the characters, but Sachiko, she is creepy as shit. Like, she really, really is. She's in the anime and she's really, really creepy. But I don't know. I just something about her. It's just she just really gets. She really kind of like has that whole "I'ma fuck you up" kind of persona. Her background is actually quite dark and quite dreary, but she's not the character I like the most. The character I do like the most is actually not for any scary reasons. It's mostly because she's cute. It's the little sister of one of the characters, and I like her mostly because she acts as kind of that filter to kind of help you get over the scare. Like you're getting scared all the time, and then she comes in with like a cute little comment about how she loves her brother and she just wants to be with him. And I think it's that really kind of like kept me watching, even after I got desensitized to getting scared about it. She's just really, really, really cute. And that's not to say that the other characters aren't good in their own right. It's just there's a lot of screaming. There's not really that much dialogue to go between characters, and usually when it is something to do with what the hell are we doing? What the fuck was that? You know, all those really common phrases that people use in horror movies. But yeah, basically summary of like Corpse Party Tortured Souls is very, very gory. Definitely do not show to kids. If you want your kids to be scarred for life, show them this by all means. I'm not going to stop you. But if you want your kids to sleep at night, and if you want your kids to stop being worried about going to school, then yeah, don't show them this. If you're a bit older and you kind of want a bit of a scare and you kind of want to like watch a bit of anime and you want to like, you know, kind of give yourself a nice little thrill, by all means watch it. But as I said, the storyline is near non-existent in the sense that it just jumps randomly between plot points. I liked it. I really did. It also made me kind of scared of fucking doing good luck charms for my friends. I was like, nah, I'm G. But anyway, so that's all I'm going to say on the matter. I'm not going to go much further on it. Check out my other videos if you want. I mean, this is only like maybe the 4th or 5th video that I've done. But by all means, give me all the support you can, guys. I really would appreciate it. I'll talk to you later. I'll probably get up another one. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm trying to keep these like flowing kind of nicely. So I have a nice little fucking pod list. So you have something to enjoy when you do finally find me. But anyway, I'll talk to you later, guys. Peace out. You know, sleep well. Also, don't watch Corpse Party if you like to sleep. Just saying. Bye, guys.